Luke Tanaka here with Elmhurst men's basketball coach John Baines. A 1-1 week for the Blue Jays this week, and coach, your team won its 20th game, and obviously it's a nice mark to reach. It's actually the first time in program history that the Elmhurst program has reached 20 wins in consecutive seasons. So, talk a little bit about what that means to the program, and then maybe to the senior class as well.
I think it just shows the strength of that group of seniors, the whole team, but that we've got an experienced group, and to do that 2 years in a row, that's hard to do when you play 25 games. And so I was really proud of the guys. I think that that's a great accomplishment for this group, something they can always hang their hat on.
Speaking to even more of the experience of this group, against North Park, you end up pulling out a tight victory. But in the second half, I think you trailed for about 11 minutes of that second half. So talk about the resiliency and what that means for your experienced group.
Well, we North Park went on some runs. They can make some tough shots, and so I think we got down 7 and called a timeout, and I think at that time really challenged a couple of the guys on our team to really bring their level of play up. And so I was really happy that they responded to the coaching. We'd had a little stretch here with Wheaton and North Park. I think we were down at half in both of those games. And I'm not sure if it's the toll of the season. It just didn't seem like we were playing at our top level. But I was happy that we in both of those games were able to come back in the second half and get it done. So I think that speaks more to our experience.
Kyle Weist with a 24-point performance. He's a 1,000-point scorer. He was honored on senior day. Been leading your team in scoring for the last 3 seasons, and he's been very efficient. But the stat that I noticed last year, his points per game actually went down the second time through the conference schedule. This time he averaged about 10.8 the first time, and now he's averaging 15.1 the second time around. So what's changed for him over perhaps from last season, and then perhaps the second time around the conference schedule as well?
It's been two different things. I think last year, I think not that Kyle was an unknown, but going into the conference season, I think they just saw our team and he started scoring a lot of points. Second time around, they really focused on him. I think this year he had made the adjustment in the non-conference. I think teams came into the conference season looking to stop him, and I think it speaks to the rest of our group. We had some other guys that are capable of scoring. And so now the second time around, I think he's kind of found his groove. One thing I think people don't realize is that we've had 7 different guys lead us in scoring this year, and so it's really spread out. And I think the fact that we have a lot of guys that can score has helped Kyle. There's been nights where he just doesn't get the attention, and so now, like he had 24 against North Park, I think he kind of got himself freed up a little bit.
Then we'll transition North Central, another tough loss to the Cardinals. One of the toughest shooting nights of the year for the Blue Jays. To what do you attribute that?
They played good defense. I felt like our shot selection was average, and I felt like we weren't finishing around the rim. We shot 30%. I think part of that was, they're a stronger team, and it was a physical game, but I felt like we blew a lot of opportunities around the rim. And then I think we probably took tougher shots than we needed to take. And so we're really talking now about just making sure that we get an excellent shot, not just a good one, and that'll help our percentage.
And then continuing with that, some of the putbacks weren't there. Actually, 10 second chance points on 16 offensive rebounds. How do you up that performance around the rim?
Well, I don't know. Make the basket bigger? I have no idea. We've got good guys down there. They were going hard at it. I'm not sure what that was. I'm not sure. I wouldn't say it was focus. I felt like our guys were focused for the game. I felt like we guarded North Central well. We just didn't finish off plays. And, against lower competition, maybe you can have a stretch like that and still pull out a win. But they're a high-level team. We weren't going to win that game shooting 30%.
What do you take from this loss in going forward and another matchup with them in 2 weeks? Obviously, you got to think about Illinois Wesleyan first, but that's set.
Yeah, North Central, they get to wear the home uniforms at the conference tournament, so I think that's what they got there. We got Wesleyan on Saturday. That's really a big game for us. To try to get to 21-4, I think that really solidifies our case to the NCAA tournament committee that we deserve to be there regardless of what happens in the conference tournament. So I think right now that's really what we're focused on, because I think for us, we win one of these next 2, and I think that really says that we should be in.
Speaking of the Titans in a big game, the Titans really need this one too. They're battling for that fourth spot. They're tied with North Park right now. North Park plays North Central, and Illinois Wesleyan hosts Elmhurst. So, what's the key in this matchup for you guys?
They're a great offensive team. Where they've struggled is defensively. They've played 500 in the league, and really it's just because they've given up a lot of points. And so, but they can score with anybody. So I think we're going to have to find a way to guard them, and we're going to have to shoot a lot better than 30%. I can tell you that.
Well, good luck this week, and enjoy the Wednesday off for the first time this conference season.
Thank you. I definitely will.